Hello everybody, Jingle12 here. We're back with a new video, and it's still cube defense as always, but oh gosh, oh. Hi guys, we are doing a cube defense video today. It's a little bit different though. We're not actually playing. We're going to be doing some fun ranking with some of the maps for the game. We're just going to be doing some ranking. We're going to be doing it in 2 times. The first time we're going to be ranking them via their beauty and how good they look, and the second time we're going to be ranking them based on their strategic worth, how good they are in a game. So we're going to be ranking them both on those sides. Now, I don't have a face cam, so I can't let you guys see my face or anything, so I've got a little bit of a solution here. So we got a nice little Jingle up there is in the top corner. He's right there ready to hang out with you guys. So there you go. There's your face cam, guys. All right, so I've got these all these maps here. We're going to go ahead and start ranking them as such, and we're just going to go from the top to from here down to here. We're going to start with beauty. We're going to start with how good they look. And we're going to start right here with Archipelago Ghosts, I think. Red Guy's, one of Red Guy's, probably his best map by far. In my opinion, it's probably his best map. And so this one is a very beautiful map. I honestly, I'm torn between putting it in A and B right off the bat. I don't know. I could put it in A, but I feel like it just doesn't hit that level. I kind of feel like I need to put it in, but B's kind of halfway. You know what? I'm gonna put it in A because B is the halfway mark. Let's go ahead and put it in A. It's really good, but it just doesn't hit that mark. Oh, now we've got this one. This I don't even know if it's Red Desert or whatever it's called. It's in A. It's a pretty bad map. I'm sorry. I forgot who made it, but I don't really like this map. It looks bad on camera. Looks bad with all the dust. It's just ugly. It really is just pretty ugly. So I'm putting it down there in the D quadrant for that. Not too great. Not too great in my opinion. Next one, Jungle. That's a solid B in my opinion. Jungle's pretty good. I mean, it's got some good detail. There's not a lot of detail to it though. There's a lot of trees, yes, but it kind of just overcrowds it. The waterfall's a bit weird. The waterfall it doesn't work right. If you go look at the waterfall, it like falls forward, down, and then backwards. It starts flowing backwards. It's kind of weird. So yeah, that one's a B for me. The next one would actually be Imperial Gardens, and that one's a solid A. I like Imperial Gardens a lot. I think Imperial Gardens is a good looking map. I'm torn. I may actually, you know what? No, we're gonna bring it down to B. You know, I'm sorry. It doesn't reach that level of beauty that A does. It needs to be a little bit better than that. So I'm gonna take it out. Grasslands. Honestly, Grasslands could probably go in B too, but I'm kind of feeling putting it in D. You know, we're gonna stick with B on this one. Grasslands is gonna stay in B here. We're gonna let it hang out there, and hopefully, I think it's a deserving of B. This next one here is actually the what is it? Arctic Pathway. Arctic Pathway it's a pretty good map, good looking map. I really like it actually. I really like Arctic Pathway. I mean, it's got its own problems, but it's multi-level and it just looks really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Arctic Pathway in the top spot there as our first whatever S stands for map. I don't know what S stands for, but it's our first best right there. So I think Arctic Pathway is deserving of that top spot just because of that beauty there with the multiple levels, the sparseness. It just the curved track. It all kind of looks really nice, and I think it's done really well. So definitely deserving of that A point there. We got some good ones in here too, like this one. Secure Gardens is actually a pretty good map. It's beautiful, looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in there as an S. I think it deserves that position because of its nice Japanese sort of thing. I think that coloration is done really well to make it really good looking. So the next map is kind of an OG map. I think it's sandy, dusty dunes or dusty desert. I forgot. The names don't come to me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm screwing the names. Just, you know what the maps I'm talking about. You can see them. The desert map that's not red. The not red desert map is honestly, I mean, it's pretty good. It's an OG map that's been here for a long time, and in my opinion, it's a solid B. In my opinion, I think it still looks pretty good, and I mean, it's not incredible. It doesn't deserve A stance, but it's a solid B in my opinion. The next map is actually a pretty cool one, and I I'm sorry. This name, I don't even remember what this one's called. All I know is all I know is the person that created it. He did a really good job on this one. I'm torn between putting it in A and B just because of the fact that it's got that waterfall area right there, and then the rest of it's just kind of a bunch of trees and hills. I think I'm gonna, well, actually S and A is what I'm torn between. I think I'm gonna have to put it, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on A. I just, it doesn't reach the level of detail that S is due. So I think I'm gonna throw it in there with the A. And I mean, I may go back later and be like, you know what, I changed my mind. But for now, it's gonna stick there. Next map, this is another red guy map. This one is Grasslands. Grasslands, I'm sorry, red guy, it's not deserving. That's our first C ranking right there. It's pretty standard, pretty basic. There's a lot of detail to it. It isn't really, it's just got 2 hills, not really good. It doesn't deserve anything better. So it's in the C point there. Tempted to put it in the D, but it just doesn't reach that level. Now this one, sorry there, man, but this one, the harbor doesn't look good. It used to look good, but whenever Cube changed its whole entire theme, Harbor just does not work anymore. Harbor is a solid meh, in my opinion. And I know I'm gonna be dissing some of these assets creators, and I'm sorry, but there's some maps just aren't good, and you may agree with me. Honestly, if you're a good asset creator and you know what you're doing, you're probably gonna agree with me on some of these maps. So I'll let you guys post your complaints down in the comments below if you want to get mad. Dislike the video, whatever you want to do. Next map's actually not a bad one. This one is, it's a Cavern Cave something. I don't know. Just, you know the map. Again, you see the picture. You know what the map is. This one honestly is one of my favorites, even though I don't play it as much. I really like it because of the coloration of the crystals and how it just kind of glows in there. It's the only underground map that there is in Cube. It isn't the only map that's contained, but it is the only underground one, and I really think it really does a good job of kind of exuding underground cave area. So exuding, I don't even think that's a word. So I'm putting that one up there in the S tier. I apparently can't, oh, I did put it, never mind. Okay, there we go. So that's going S tier. Pretty darn good map right there. The next one is Volcano. Volcano is probably a solid B again from me. It just doesn't have as much detail as I'd like to see it. It's just so hopefully it doesn't have as much detail as I'd like to see it have. Honestly, it could almost go in C. You know, the only thing that's keeping it in the B for me right now is the fact that it's a volcano, so it's got a pretty good theme and it works well with the theme. But I'm thinking about turning it back to a C, just because it's lacking in detail. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull it back to C. I don't think it deserves a B even. I'm sorry, but its looks just aren't great. So pulling it back here. Notice I also we haven't reached them yet, or at least most of them yet, but we have the nightmare mode maps, so we're gonna be doing those as well. Next map is going to be Roblox City. Roblox City is a solid B for me. It's detailed in the layout wise and how it works. There isn't a lot of details themselves. I mean, there's a bunch of towers at different levels, but there aren't a lot of just specific details. It's just a bunch of towers. It doesn't really look like a city. It looks like a bunch of towers on grass. So I mean, it looks okay. It could be done much better. It could be done a lot better. Considering how it's laid out, it deserves a B for me, just because of the uniqueness of how it is laid out. So I'm giving it a B. That's a disputable one, but currently it is a B. Temple's an interesting one. This is like the only OG map that still remains in its original form, and so that really is interesting to me because it's not changed. And honestly, it still is a pretty good map. Now, it doesn't really fit the Cube Defense theme as much, but it doesn't look like this harbor. It doesn't look like an old Roblox game map that was made back in 2015. It actually, whoa, I just really threw some hate there. Oh man, that was rude. Honestly, it still looks pretty good. I hate to say it, but I feel like even though it doesn't match the theme, it looks pretty good. Good enough for it to go in the A tier, in my opinion, just because it really has that quality to it. Again, it doesn't match Cube's theme, which is a bit of a problem. I don't know if that's ever going to be changed, though, because it's remained the same this entire time. I don't think the devs have a plan of changing it. But for the moment, I'm giving it A tier because it does look pretty darn good. Pharaoh's Tomb, that one's a solid S for me. The reason why is it looks beautiful on camera. If you have not seen the trailer, there is like 2 shots where you get to see it, and it is beautiful. The lighting, I mean, the lighting's not the best, but what it does very minor compared to the beautiful fire, and it actually kind of works a little bit with the fire too, but the fire is just great. The fire makes the map work, and it just I'm a big fan of that map. I mean, I don't like playing in it, but I still really like the details in that map. So that one's a definite solid S for me. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do it again. We're gonna give I forgot what the electric map. You know what I mean, or whatever this map is. It's definitely once again gonna get another S for me because it's got not only a beautiful electric orb centering the whole entire piece, it's got rotating gears around it. It is so beautiful. This again, that's probably, honestly, out of all the maps here, this one right here is probably my favorite because of the motion that it has. That is probably without a doubt my favorite. Well, probably without a doubt does not work in the same sentence. That is without a doubt my favorite map in terms of beauty. It really looks so good. So that was one of my favorites right there. Next one, this one's probably gonna be a solid A for me. Waterfall map looks pretty good. It's got multiple levels, though not on the path, but it kind of works really well. It just kind of fits the mood of the area. It just kind of works. So I like waterfall map. It looks pretty good. So that one goes in A tier. It's got some complexity to it. It really works. Next map is actually a debatable one for me. 4 Seasons, which has had many change over time. It is here now in this form as kind of almost like a battlefield map. It still doesn't have a path to it, which is kind of weird. It's the only map in game to currently not have a path on it, and I think Crimson said at some point he was going to put a path on it, but it's been a while and he hasn't done it, so I don't know. The path is not having a path is kind of a big negative to me, and there's some kind of simplistic models in the map itself. And the path just doesn't look too good. So I'm probably leaning towards a B or a C here. I mean, it looks beautiful. I don't know. If it looks beautiful, then it should go in A. I think I'm going to give it a B. Keep it right in the middle. I mean, it looks good, but it's not great, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This one here is a solid A. I forgot, is it Volcanic Plain, I think? Volcanic Plain looks pretty darn good. It isn't top quality, but it does have some nice qualities to it that definitely deserves my respect. I'm gonna run out of room here. What happens whenever I like reach the end here? Does it start shrinking them down? I hope it does something, because I'm running out of room here, guys. Let's see what happens. Next one's Neighborhood. Neighborhood's debatable, actually, for me. I've got to be honest, I've never been a big fan of the new Neighborhood map. I don't know. I just don't like the size and the way that it works. It just, I never really liked it that much. You guys may have different opinions on this one, but I really don't. I mean, it's got the towns and it's got a few trees, and then it's got the water area. I mean, it's got some water. It's got some motion to it. It just doesn't have a lot of layers, I guess. Alright, we'll go ahead and give it B. I'm putting a lot of them in the B category, that is for sure. The next one, I'm sorry, it's a C. It's a pretty bad C. The lighting is bad. The mountains and the middle hills themselves don't look too great. There aren't a lot of trees to really add complexity. The water itself is pretty bad. It's not a great map. The torches add a little bit of detail, but it's very little. So we're throwing that one way down there. Next one is Island map. This one's actually interesting. I would probably give this one. I think I'm gonna give this one an A. The circular form of it and the centerpiece of it, it just kind of works really well with the map. Again, it doesn't have that masterful detail that gets it into the S tier, but it's still pretty good enough to get it into the A tier. So I think Island's been one of my favorites for a while. Next map, Candyland map. Candyland map is without a doubt an S for me because it is just, it fits its theme so incredibly well. It is so well done. Crimson did a great job on this one, and I'm sorry, but it's one of my favorite maps there too, is Candyland, just because it looks so stinking good for its theme. So Candyland, another favorite of mine. Next one is, I believe, like four-way or bucket. Oh, it's Bucket Shrine. Bucket Shrine. That's right. Bucket Shrine. Bucket Shrine's, there's the bucket. I mean, that's something. But in the build itself has got some detail to it, but it's not really good looking, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't really have that, ooh, wow, I like looking at this sort of thing, you know? I feel like I gotta throw this one in C tier. I mean, it just doesn't have that greatness to it. Spider Den is torn between A and S for me. It's really good looking. It's got a good theme. The paths are spiders, which is epic. Honestly, I think it deserves A tier just because of its multi-levelness and just the overall just detail, the spider. I mean, I think it kind of gets, I think it gets there. I think it honestly gets S tier. I've got way too many S tiers. Maybe I need to take out some stuff because I've started like ranking things more higher. I'm probably, you know, that I think about it, I'm not through everything, but I'm gonna go ahead and take out Arctic Pathway. I'm gonna take Arctic Pathway out of it and bring it back to A tier. I think I'm gonna do the same for, you know what? No, I'll take this one out. No, I'm gonna take, I mean, I like the fire on this one. I think it deserves it. This one fits its mood, but it doesn't have that spice to it, I guess. I mean, the lighting, yes, but I don't think it's enough. I've started tightening up how good this looks. I like Secure Garden still because it's got that multi-levelness to it and the beautiful ambience of it. So I think that still deserves S tier, but I've kind of had to tighten some things up a little bit on the S tier. So S tier is kind of getting a bit shrunk down here right off the bat. This map here, I forgot what this was called. Central Plaza. Central Plaza's a good one. I think I gotta give it A tier. Oh, okay, it stacks itself. Okay, that's relieving. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I think, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in A tier here. I don't think it's deserving an S tier, but it's pretty good. It's got a lot of details to it, a lot of in-depth stuff. This one is, I forgot what this is called. Oh, Canyon. It was something Canyon. Honestly, Canyons isn't too great. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in C. It just, I mean, it's pretty simplistic in its detail. There's a lot of curiosity stuff in it, and there's some problems on the outside. It's not really good. So I think the Canyon map is getting a solid C for me. This one's actually pretty good. Pumpkin Patch. I like Pumpkin Patch. I don't think it's deserving of A though. I think it's a good B. I don't think it's deserving of the quality level of A, but I think it's just the pumpkins look pretty good, spread around nice. It's kind of, it's pretty good, but again, it doesn't have that quality of detail that deserves it to put it into A. So I'm almost debating, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, taking out Archipelagos, just because it's, I mean, Red Guy's map. I keep lowering Red Guy's map further and further, but I feel like it's I'm not sure if I should put it here in B or A. I'm torn between putting, I may put it back in A because I think it's just not reaching it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put Archipelagos back into B because I don't think it reaches that level, I guess. So, again, it doesn't reach the level of complexity that these maps do. So we're bringing it back a notch and we're putting it on B. Not a bad map. I'm not saying it's a bad map, but it just kind of, it doesn't reach the complexity level that these maps have here. The next map is going to be, I believe this is, I forgot what, is it just Bridge? It's something Bridge or like Great Bridge. I don't remember. The bridge model itself is pretty good. The surroundings are horrible. I'm sorry. It just does not look good in its around area, and it just doesn't work with the rest of its map. So I'm putting it in C. It's got to go there. Sorry. So hopefully that's not too maddening for some people. Finally, Scattered Sakura honestly is a solid A in my opinion. It's got some complexity. You can't actually see it in this image, but it's got a lot of stuff above it. Kind of a lot of particles, details, make it kind of really work with its theme. It's a pretty good map. I like it, so I'm giving it a solid A there. It's got some good complexity to it that just really works with the islands in the sky and the particle effects from the tree. Just make it work pretty well. So another A there. So that's pretty much our list. From the worst 2 maps that I have on my list to the best. That's pretty much how it looks here, guys. I mean, our top of the top is Secure Gardens, Pharaoh's Tomb, something, I don't remember what the map name is. It's like Tesla, something like that. Candyland, and then Spider Den. Those are our top maps. All right, guys, that is the tier list for this video. I've run out of time actually to do the strategy, the ones that are best for strategy, so expect that in a future video. We will redo this, but with strategy we just don't have time to actually rank them off of their defensible capabilities because we have gone to 22 minutes on the recording side. Make sure to consider liking this video if you did enjoy this ranking from me, and consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this on the channel. Again, another video with strategy may be coming, well, should be coming actually very soon. So yeah, guys, thank you everyone so much for watching. Have a good day, everybody. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.